welcome to Kingdom of Aldana, where no matter how prepared you try to be, it's never gonna be enough. Now, previously, our motley group adventurers have taken a day off their usual warmongering and spend it on the festival dedicated to the coronation day of one Albert Wareinig, where after listening to his speech on the temples and their future and heroes and responsibility and choices, they managed to attend the festival itself and participate in various exciting and totally unfair challenges, as well as eat copious amount of unhealthy festival food, and somehow managed to get more fun from that than from all of the magical items that Albert have given you. Which is amazing. Some tournaments have been won, some have been lost, some money has been lost as well. But all in all, it was done in good faith, good favor, both of them, I guess. And tired but happy, you have retired for the night back to the castle to your rooms. For you're certain that somewhere during next couple of days, it is your intent to finally leave Knözung for the Wizardry Tower of Tourist Ibernia, where you have quite a few tasks that you have been delaying for way too long. Now, let's say this is the morning of the day after the festival, and if there are any preparations you would like to make before leaving, doing something with your horses, talking to someone, go ahead, speak now, or remain forever unprepared.
Yes, while at breakfast. When everyone's more or less around, I was just gonna ask. So about our travel to the tower. We aren't gonna be using horses again, are we?
Why not? You want to walk?
No, we could travel much more comfortably for not all that much money. A carriage or a wagon, anything like it. Not that expensive, and from what I remember, we got quite a bit of money yesterday on top of it, so we could certainly afford it.
I mean, yeah, it'd be more comfortable, but isn't that just gonna draw attention to us?
Do you think Salan riding on the back of a horse isn't already gathering enough attention? Or the giant or fucking glowing elk doesn't gather attention?
Or Rainbow Boy.
Or Rainbow Boy.
He does not say that.
Salan would say though.
Well, as usual, any snarky comments can be attributed to Isera.
God, Isera's a dick.
Yes.
No, I'm not.
I didn't say that out loud. Pip would never think that.
So is that the yes?
I don't. Well,
What
Why?
happens when we are in dungeons, or when we are in a sewer, or when we climb mountains?
It's not like I want them to use them for all the time for everything. It's just when it's at least gonna be a week there, and if we can just use it to travel between like bigger places, for example, from here to Fandolin, from here to the tower, from here to wherever else you want to go, bigger cities along the roads, it'll be very comfortable in comparison. We don't have to sell our other horses. We can keep them and then sort of use those when we need them for that sort of situation.
but would we not have to get like a really big one that would fit all of us?
Not that many people. I think they can comfortably fit 6 people, probably.
Yeah.
Can I have just a reference picture to this? I have no idea on what kind of carriage you're talking about. I'm thinking of like a 2-wheel with it's kind of semi-box for a cat that's tied up to a horse.
If you want the reference, just scroll back in Discord. They discussed it for a fucking day.
Was this the one we consider the most?
No, this is the one we're going with.
Yes. Okay, I'm on board now.
Yes. Fucking yes.
I'm joking.
I don't know, guys, about that one. I think there's not enough frills.
Yeah.
Oh,
But why don't
we can add those.
we could do a combination. We'll do the first one, but we'll paint it pink.
I'm down for whatever color you want to
How
paint
about-
it.
How about we buy the second one and paint it black?
No, that. Okay, black's out of the deal. Actually. Maybe black's okay, but it's sort of. I don't know.
We could
Don't-
make it.
I'm
I'm sorry.
I'm honestly concerned you cannot ride a black carriage because someone has the rights for that. It's a monopoly
Yeah.
on black carriages.
Well,
Two
no,
black
wasn't-
cards.
Wasn't black an expensive paint anyway back then? Or am I thinking of something
Maybe,
else?
yeah, I don't know.
Most paints were probably
Yeah.
that weren't very natural were pretty expensive. Anyway, that doesn't have to be anything fancy. It's just that it'll be easy to travel in, and it'll be very comfortable. And we can always leave it at the tower if we have to go somewhere from the tower directly, and pick it up later when from the tower we come back to Kreutzung, for example.
Out of character. If you really leave a carriage somewhere, what prevents people from stealing it?
Absolutely nothing.
If you leave
don't-
it in the
don't leave it on
wilderness, nothing.
Read.
No, I really I
Place
didn't
in a
read that.
stable. Mhm. We
The
just-
horses, yeah, but the carriage.
Yes, sure. That's normal. You put the wagons next to those kind of things when you like stable those things. That's not uncommon. That's not
Depending
uncommon.
on where you leave the carriage, you may come to have the carriage but without the wheels, you know, like in the graffiti everywhere.
Oh my god.
I know, like seriously, same with horses. Like if you leave anything in the wilderness, sure, there's a chance someone will come around and steal them. But once again, it's wilderness. What's the chance? If you leave stuff in the city, in a proper stable, once again, there's a chance of them being stolen, but then the stable will be responsible for them.
Yeah, not just sitting right outside of an inn. Like, just pull up and then leave it. It's gonna be safe.
It's literally
No
the
one
same
does
risk.
that.
I beg to differ.
It's literally the same risk of your horses or carriage being stolen as if you do the same with your car in real life. Depends
So
where
let's-
you are. And
No, but
where
a car
put
you
it.
can lock. I mean, you know, it takes much less effort to steal a carriage, I think.
I think we're getting on topic.
Yeah,
Alright,
me
well-
too.
Asking
You
in
would not
character.
steal a carriage.
Stop. Go ahead, Jesse.
All right. Well, why don't we do like a compromise? Is it possible to rent a carriage at each town we go to, maybe? Would that be reasonable?
That would be
don't
expensive.
know.
And not every town has the service.
Oh, I see.
Is there really anything speaking against getting a carriage? It's like, according to my calculations, it would be about 300 gold, is approximately, for
That's
draft
not-
horses and one carriage.
Wait, do we need draft horses if we have horses?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Wow.
They're different
Right.
horses. They're different breeds of horses.
That's a big expense for something we have.
It's
Just ride on a horse.
It's not the same. For example, for you, Pip, there's a good argument. You can much more comfortably read a book while you are in a carriage
I
than
don't
when
carry
you're riding.
books with me when I'm traveling. It's an unnecessary weight and taking up of room and space and expense, and I could lose it. Why would I bring a book with me?
Aw.
You thought that was gonna do it. You thought.
No, that was a minor
Still on
point.
her birthday.
I came up right now with that one.
I don't think this is an expense that we need. I think you would draw unnecessary attention. I think we have horses. That's fine. I mean, I'm used to walking everywhere. What's the problem with just riding a horse?
Are you sure the last horse we had died?
What?
No, they were in
No,
stables.
they're alive.
No? Oh.
Unless the not dead, undead things.
No, way
no, we
before
checked
though.
the
The
stables.
No, we
horses we
checked.
took to Fandolin.
No, those are alive. They're
Are
still
they
the
still
same.
alive?
Yeah, they're still the same.
Oh, okay.
It's the same horses, yeah. And they're not in the stables anymore, they're in the castle. As they have been
Yeah,
transferred.
right. for 300 gold, you may want to make this much of a circus instead of just traveling comfortably.
Drago, how much gold do we have?
It's not about how much we have. It's about if we need it or not. I don't think.
No, that is not right. It's about how much we have. How much do we have, Trego?
2,402 gold pieces, 105 platinum pieces, and 15 gold trade bars.
So like, wow, that's so much money. That's over 5k.
Also, we have a lot of gems. I'm not going to go over all of them.
We have like 5.5 to 6k right now.
Would you rather spend that money on something that's a silly,
It's not
mostly
silly,
maybe 2-time use, or would you rather go get a brand new cloak? Since yours is looking a little bit dingy there.
Oh,
That's just a low blow, Pip. You know that. You know it.
It's right there. How is that a low blow? You can see it yourself. I'm sure you see it when you wake up in the morning.
Well, Pip can't really make high blows, you know.
Oh, fuck you.
Thank you, Trego. No, but it's
Stick out my tongue at Trago.
why not both? We have the money for both. And I don't think you'd want to pay for the cloak, so I'm not gonna ask for that. But the carriage is just more comfortable traveling. It's like, it's an upgrade. Do you know how much money it is we have?
okay.
So
How
much
about
money.
how about we make this simple? All in favor of buying carriage, raise their hands.
I
I
will.
will raise my hand.
Pip, you owe me a favor.
Really?
Yes,
This is the favor.
this is the favor.
This is what you're cashing in on.
Yes.
She raises her hand.
I'm neutral either way.
Well, it's
That's
Fine.
3
Majority-
votes.
That's
for the
done.
majority
carriage.
rules, so.
So done. The yays have it.
I can't believe you actually cashed in the favor on the fucking carriage.
It wasn't gonna work otherwise. I want this.
Apparently.
No, I had a feeling Melora would have been the tiebreaker if that would have happened.
But Salam put
Trago.
up his hand, though
So-
it seemed like he wasn't up for it.
Trego, are you
Yeah.
gonna give me? Do you want to come along to buy carriage? Anyone have any style preferences?
Comfortable.
He is not going by
Secure.
himself. I'm going with him if nobody else is. He is not going by
No,
himself.
I will.
No.
I
I have
asked
the
you
money.
to come along with me.
Okay. That's
I'm
fine.
gonna be trying to get a nice deal, and he'll be carrying the money.
You
Guys,
can call me Mr. Sir Moneybags.
Why don't
Also,
we all go?
anyone-
Mr. Sir Money.
Has anyone driven a carriage before?
Not
Someone
here.
wanna learn,
I
or do you
don't
wanna
think-
hire someone?
I don't think I've ever rode a carriage before.
What's your background, Trego?
Soldier, right?
Soldier, yeah, I don't think they.
Don't soldiers get proficiency with land vehicles?
Wait, gotta check that.
So, guys, if we're gonna
So
make
there's
a
no
deal, I should probably come.
You know what, Salon? I think you've done enough.
I haven't
Damage.
done anything. I just woke
Look.
up.
Look, Salan, there's a certain magic to when you talk to people, and we can't use that too many times, otherwise it loses its magic, and we don't want to spend it on something as lowly as a carriage, so, okay? You can
I
come,
don't
but I'll
know.
be talking.
I don't know, actually. This carriage apparently is pretty important. Maybe it would be best if he went along and helped.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
You
Why
seem to be-
not?
You seem to be so like
We need the money.
enthused
That's why.
about this carriage. I just want to get the best deal, you know, for our money.
I'm just, Pip, whenever in the future when you say it was about the money, I'm gonna remind you of this moment right now.
Oh, don't worry. I'll remind you of your favor that you lost.
No, that's
Oh,
fine. I'm sure
I
I'll
am
win.
proficient.
Oh, remember, I used to write
He's
dragons.
just sitting at the table like, oh, no, I don't. Wait!
Wait!
Because
Oh
I
my
had
god.
I had the military rank one feature written down. But I didn't have vehicles written down. And like, okay, opening the book, and then it does
Okay.
mention it.
That's excellent. So Trego can even drive those things. This is a turn for the best. You can teach me maybe, or you can teach
how
Salam.
lucky.
You know. Yeah, how lucky.
Yeah.
Don't you say? Wouldn't you say as well?
So
Thank you.
lucky.
Well, we could all learn. That way we can all take the test.
Yeah, that sounds great. I'd like to ride in the open anyway. Oh, good. So let's head off.
Was the breakfast going cold on the table? What are you doing?
It was a cold breakfast anyway. Let's go buy a carriage and some horses. Draft horses.
Right. By carriage, do you mean something like on the picture or?
Like the stagecoach deal,
Okay.
sort of.
Got it. Because
Doesn't have to be fancy, it just has to be like,
because
practical.
that's the price difference basically. All right. So you want a carriage. You want 4 draft horses.
Yes.
And let's see. You keeping your normal horses, right?
Yes.
All right. So obviously you don't need saddles for the new ones. But I advise you to pay for like some extra feed for the future.
Sure.
Yeah, we gotta buy more food now. Jesus.
Just a moment. I'm not very used to horse terminology in English. So I'm gonna check what certain things mean.
But you're very used to it in Russian, is what you're saying.
Well, I know the translation. Well, yes, whatever. Okay, it's this part.
A little more wood. We had this discussion already, Trego, during the week. You should have read it. It was very long.
But this looks so Western.
Interesting.
Doesn't have to look exactly like that.
I want the stagecoach.
It was the only thing that, yeah.
Wait, was it
See,
in this
that's
group
what I was
or-
arguing for. Like, take off the cloth top, but that's what I was arguing for.
It's
They're
not
like,
as
no, it's not comfortable enough.
It's not
Yeah, well, what
as
happens if it
comfortable
rains?
as.
Or sun, rain.
Well, there's a roof.
No, he's saying against my argument.
Yeah, I'm against Pip in this argument. But did you have this conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like Zelib and I were yelling at each other in chat.
And I was like,
Yeah.
just vote on it already.
It was freaking funny.
But like, so the driver is still gonna get wet.
Can we have something with like an over part for the driver as well?
I have
What
the
about-
perfect one for Arliss.
Oh, please share.
Okay, so you're gonna have 9 photos
my
in total.
God. See, when you said carriage, that one that Tal just shared, that's the kind of style that immediately popped into my head.
That's a vegan. That's a vegan. So you have 9 horses. How many days of feed are you buying?
How many days of travel does it take to get to the tower?
8
Well,
days one way.
Are we taking all of the horses?
Of course. We
Actually-
pay we pay for stabling either way, so the feed is irrelevant in comparison. It's like the same price, I think.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't matter if we take them with us, so we might as well.
Feed is actually much less expensive than stabling.
See, it's better. We can just like tie them to the back of the fucking carriage and then drag them
Yeah,
along.
wait. How many horses do we have? Not
9.
including the draft.
4
5.
draft horses, 3 other ones.
4 actually, yeah. 4 horses, sorry.
4 draft horses, 3 normal horses.
4 normal horses.
And
Nope.
one glowing elk.
We only bought
Oh.
3.
Yeah,
we only
because
bought 3.
Prego where it rides on the elk, and then I
There are
ride. with
5 of
somebody.
you.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I looked it up in the VOD. We only bought 3 horses because Pip actually rode on Yintarni with Trigo when we
Didn't
went
you
to
tell me
Phandalin.
that...
No, I told you
Yeah.
that we didn't buy a pony.
Really?
We didn't buy a
Yeah.
horse. We bought 3 horses. I'm very sure of this.
Alright. Well, just
That's
as a
fine.
warning, if you're gonna ride tandem from now on, it's definitely not gonna be very comfortable. I was too lax on it. Okay, sure. So you have 3 horses on me.
So
I can't, Dan, an argument against that. I can't ride a horse. I'm physically unable to ride a horse.
That's why we-
pretty
And not fall
certain
off.
that in D&D someone has come up with a gnome saddle. And B, you can ride sideways, as ladies usually do.
That's even worse. I've ridden actual horses, and I'm short as hell, and
Good.
it's difficult for me
Good.
to ride horses.
Yeah, it
You're
is.
gonna be very happy actually riding in a carriage.
If I'm on the back
the
of somebody
argument.
else,
Not
then
the
I'm talking
question.
about. I'm
It's
talking
not
about.
the question.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
is. It
care.
relates to the 3 horses that we have, and the next time we ride them, then we're gonna be uncomfortable, and you're gonna make
Yes.
us roll for exhaustion.
Yes, I'm gonna do that.
Well, I've got my own horse, so I'm fine.
That's a great way to think about this.
How many
Then
days
we might
of
as well buy
feed
another horse now
I'll
and a gnome
buy.
saddle.
A pony or a horse?
Pony.
Pony would be a better idea because it'd be smaller.
Pony's just slower, but it's.
Pony slower is the like seriously, pony is slower.
I know.
Like,
I was
you
only
can
teasing.
slow down.
Pony is quite a bit slower.
So let's just buy a horse and a gnome saddle.
Sure.
Yeah. Yes. So 4 draft horses, 1 horse, and a gnome saddle. We have 8 horses that we need to feed for 8 days.
It's one way.
Yeah, that's one way. We can probably stock up over there, right? Let's just buy
Most likely.
8 times 8 is 64. Let's buy like a few extra 80 days of feed.
80?
Yeah, 64 is one way, right?
No.
No.
Well,
Yeah,
Oh,
not
I
80
see.
days.
Yeah,
Horses.
not 80 days.
Six-
The question wasn't days.
No. In days. It just
Yes.
is.
8 days for 8 horses.
Now let's
Okay.
do
10.
10. Yeah.
All right, good. So, okay. So 10 is 50 copper, which is half gold. Good. All right, and then you need another riding horse for Peep,
Mhm.
and
Bit brittle and saddle.
And bit and
I'm so
brittle.
glad I brought this up.
All right.
Fuck.
So, who's closing the deal?
Hello.
Me.
No. Hello.
Roll off.
Dalan, do you want me to shut you up again?
What?
Wasn't it you that I put my mouth on his mouth last session?
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I thought we agreed in the bard it was going to be me that was going to be doing the
I
talking.
thought you agreed to never talk about this again.
Yeah, that too.
All right, who's closing the deal?
Here.
Wonderful. Give me your best sales pitch.
My best what? Speech?
Sales
Yes.
pitch.
Sales pitch? And basically, we're buying so much from him. It's like a huge package. It's a package, and we're
Actually,
also
that's a
sort of
question.
looking
Are
at
you buying
all.
horses as random guys, or
As what?
are you buying horses as
Oh,
just random
we-
guys, or
Are we using the symbol for this lowly shit? Ours wouldn't.
okay?
So I'm down to pay more for that part. Yeah, basically that it's such a big sort of deal that we're giving him here. We're buying everything from him. We are sure to be return customers for any and other things we might want to change about it. And all in all, it looks like a solid deal. So he might as well make us a good deal for the big package overall.
Okay, give me a persuasion check.
Luck. Okay.
Holy, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know
He
how many
really
days of
wants
travel
this.
we have? I get these 3 points per day. Please.
Actually, Alright, sure. Alright. No, not plus. Okay. Yeah, sure. He considers you, and it is indeed a bulk purchase, which doesn't happen often. So he agrees to give you a 10% discount, and he'll give you 6 silver just free. So all in all, everything that you have mentioned, which is the stagecoach for 6 people, 4 dried horses, bits and bridles for the horses, feed for the horses, 1 riding horse saddle, gnome saddle, and saddle bit and bridle for that horse. All of that altogether costs 300 gold.
That's a good deal right there. Very good deal, actually. What the fuck?
Write all of that down somewhere, please.
Harold,
yeah.
this was your idea, so you're in charge.
Like actually,
Okay,
write down what you
I'll write it
have.
down.
Tell him if you want to write it down, and I'll add it to the bag of looting. Though I don't think I can store feed in the bag of looting.
You can.
We don't have to store it there. We can just like put it in there so we know where that we have it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna. Okay, I'll make another category.
I mean, you do have
Written
like,
but not in.
We can continue while I'm typing.
I could have got a better deal.
I'm sure you could have, but like I said, we need to spare your magic for important stuff.
all right.
Comfort is important on long journeys, Arliss.
I know that's why we're buying this, but not important enough.
So, you've bought your equipment. Not 5. It's one set for each horse.
4.
No, 5. We bought 4 draft horses and 1
Ah,
riding horse.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but you had the previous ones.
No, we bought
We
one.
bought a new horse and we bought 4 more horses, so we need 5
Yes,
sets.
I'm telling you need to write down like your total number of equipment.
Okay, then it's. I'll fix 4 riding horses.
So, you bought your equipment, you're ready to go. Anything else you want to do in preparation?
I'm gonna go get some alcohol.
Alright,
For the
good.
journey.
How expensive are you going?
Well, I'll consult the group. Ale?
Wait, why are you writing this twice?
I'm correcting it because we're not only adding what we are buying right now, but what we have in total.
Oh, I'll copy
So
that.
the one of riding horses are gone. The one it's 4 instead, and stuff like that. I'll make a new list below. Okay.
Yeah, we'll just get some ale. Maybe like keg's probably too much. A couple of do you have bottles of ale? Like what do they like, are they transportable?
What, ale?
Pretty sure they'll figure out that.
A wine pouch, like a wine pouch, and just fill it with ale, I suppose.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. We'll get like maybe 5 of those.
Okay. 2 silver.
Can we also just buy like enough rations for the trip there?
Yeah, I was gonna go.
10
Some
days for
rations.
5 people.
Right. Sure, let's
Tell him take a look at the bags. Tell me if it's okay.
Yeah.
Rations. Rations. 5 silver per day. And there are 5 of you, and there are 10 days, so 25 gold.
Okay, let's subtract it.
Another 25 gold?
Yes.
For rations.
It's basically 50 rations.
Pippa, are you sure you don't want to bring some books for the trip now that we can read on the way?
No, that just seems silly. Although I might get some at the tower because they might have some interesting things for sale there.
Maybe.
I do want to say bye to the princess and to the bookkeeper kid and to the magic shop guy.
Alright. Yeah,
They have names.
Just saying bye. We don't have to RP it.
Eric is very sad to see you go. He's especially sad since you didn't visit him too much.
Didn't what?
Well, didn't really visit the shop.
Too
Very
much.
Yeah. Amzusus just tells you to basically visit him when you come back. He'll have something new in stock. And Princess Anna and Albert are basically gonna see you off as you leave. And Albert presents you with a rather thin, like sewn together parchment brochure that has, that according to him contains basic information about tourism Bernier for you to read on your journey to make sure you have at least some knowledge of where you're going. I wish you good luck. Godspeed. And the princess, she gives hugs to all the ladies and to Isera. Courtesy for the gentleman. And she also wishes you luck and to come back safely.
I will suggest that she go visit Eric's bookshop because it has stuff that she would like.
What's the DC you suggest?
God
Nice.
damn it! Fucking
You will visit the bookshop.
visit in the next 8 hours.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, yeah. I know. It will get a little bit lonely without your company. I'll visit both the tailor and the bookshop.
Okay, bye.
Awkward waving all around. You get on your stagecoach. The usual horses are tied carefully to the back. All the equipment is stored, and off you go.
Yay.
Now, traveling to Touristy Bernier is not the easiest of trips. Because you basically have to go across the Xion Lake, and visitors don't get too many visitors, because usually all they need is locally produced, and most people don't really have much to do with them, and obviously visitors themselves don't travel much, and even if they do, they have much more efficient means of transportation than stagecoaches. So it's not a well-traveled road, but it's a road nonetheless that leads you past at this time golden fields of wheat and other crops that Aldana is so famous for. You pass small and medium-sized villages, sometimes getting chance to actually sleep in a small tavern in a bed rather than under the sky in a stagecoach. There's a lot of time to think and discuss and plan for the future as the carriage just rides along under the blue sky. And this is also one of the first times when you are reminded that, well, it's no longer summer, as not once, not twice, but you are caught by an occasional short autumn shower. And
We're in September now?
you are in September, indeed. And some of you, I'm sure, are very smart about the fact that now you actually have a stage roof above your heads and don't have to get wet.
Yes.
Yes, I'm aware. Everybody thinks it's a great idea, including the DM. I get it.
I'm just happy that you waste your money.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
On
not
things
wasting if
you're
it's
gonna
employed.
be very attached to and be very motivated to protect.
They're all gonna die in some fiery
Yes,
breath from a
Karish
dragon.
is
Why
gonna
not?
die in a terrible kidnapping
By a
accident.
new
Oh my god, by Arliss's fireball! Plot twist!
Yeah, right.
So, it takes you about, I'm gonna
Actually,
say,
seriously, speaking of which,
Hmm.
can you put a fireball in my ring? Arles,
What level? 3 or 4?
3.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Actually, if you want to roleplay this moment, because I need to describe what happens.
Okay.
Nice.
We're not in the wagon because I don't trust his magic anymore.
Alright.
Hey, Arliz. Me just wondering something. You remember you guys let me use that this ring of storing.
Oh yeah,
Here.
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, could you maybe put a fireball in there?
Sure, but how does it work?
Maybe if you just concentrate on it really hard and think about sending some of your magic, because usually it's just like overflowing on you, and if you could, instead of just letting it go everywhere, kind of send it through your hand into the ring, maybe that would
I'm
work.
sorry, I wasn't aware it was overflowing.
It was last time I looked at you, and I'm trying not to look at you too much anymore.
Wow. Okay. Give it a look. Am I overflowing right now?
Detect magic.
No, he's
Oh,
about
no,
as
you're
calm
fine.
as you are.
About
See,
this
that's-
call.
See, that's normal. That's how it almost always is.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Sure. Anyway, would you mind just trying to concentrate some of that energy into your hand and maybe into the ring? And I'm just gonna step back a little bit in case, explosion.
Sure, give me the ring.
I give him the ring.
Yeah, I'll just put it in the middle of my hand, flick the wrist, speak some primordial words, and see if it works the way she intended it to.
Pip, just to make sure, are you more than 20 feet away from him?
I'm quite a distance. I don't know if it's 20 feet, to be honest. It's probably not 20 feet. Because I don't know exactly how it works. But I'm
Right.
not next to him.
Sure. So, to be fair, it was hard to call it a ring in its current form. It was more like that
Mhm.
narrow, long strip of leather parchment. You put it in your hand and you start concentrating, and usually just fling your spell at where you want it to explode, but this time you try to not so much fling it, but send it into the ring. And as you're holding the strip in your hand, you see as glowing runes start appearing on the strip, left to right, top to down, and just as if writing down something. And when you're done, you see that the runes have taken up a significant part of the strip, but not all of it.
Mhm.
And as runes cease their glow, you see that they're still etched in the ring, and the strip retracts and forms itself into a ring. No, like winds onto itself.
This thing is so curious. I think it worked, Pip. Looks like it. There's some new symbols on
Really?
it. Yeah,
I
looks
come
like
over
it.
and look.
It now looks like a very tightly woven leather ring.
Oh. Huh. Changes shape.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is a 5-slot ring, right?
As far as I remember, yeah.
I'm double checking.
That's why,
Yeah,
like,
5
as you
levels.
look at the ring, it's strange because when it was a strip, you saw like that the runes take approximately 3/5 of the strip, but even though it has contracted, it still appears like only 3/5 of the circumference are covered with runes.
Can I put a level 2 Hellish Rebuke in it?
You can certainly try.
Can you just cast spells lower than your max level?
I can, because if I couldn't, then I couldn't cast stuff like Suggestion, because it only is first level.
No, you're just upcasting it even though there's no effect on it on the upcast.
Actually, that's a good question. Yeah, because
I thought it was just I can cast up to 5th level, so why not just always cast at 5th level? Or 4th, I'm at 4th currently. Was that wrong thinking? I might have
no,
I don't
your,
know.
I think
your
it says it in
spells
the
are
book.
always cast as if they cast at the 4th level.
Yeah.
It says the ring can store up to 5 levels worth of spells. I'm pretty sure if you cast a spell at a higher level, it is worth more.
It is
So
normally because of the slot you expend.
yeah.
No, I wouldn't. If I can only cast at 5th level, I'm not going to do that because that doesn't make sense.
Well, at 4th, but yes.
But yeah.
I mean 4th. I'm sorry.
That's why
Yeah.
basically, if you get to level 5, you can put one of your spells into it. And
Right?
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
You want anything
I
else
had
in there?
assumed- Let me think about it.
Sure.
Yeah, I gotta rethink this then. All right, thank you. Thanks, appreciate it.
I'm not sure like how it reads by the description.
No, I don't
but
know. I probably read it wrong.
I'm gonna say it makes sense to speak about not spell levels, but like spell slot levels, because otherwise you could put like 5 magic missiles at level 5, which is a bit too much, I think. So let's talk about like spell slot levels, not about spell levels.
No, yeah,
Okay.
I was assuming spell slot levels. My
Yes,
question
yes,
was if I can cast,
No.
if I can max cast level 4. Am I
You
able
always-
to cast
no,
at lower
you-
levels?
You fix it, they cast at level 1. You can't make
Okay.
it weaker or
Okay.
Stronger.
Yeah. All right, thanks. That was me misinterpreting. But yeah, no, I agree with the spell slot level.
it's basically like a solid fuel rocket booster. It burns until it's over.
Jesus.
Alright. So, you do that. Yeah, you continue travel, and about on the 5th day, you reach the shores of the Xun Lake. And although you do pass by a couple like fishing villages, and you do see the boats on the lake, it doesn't seem to boast too much traffic. Although the lake is very big and very beautiful, and you do have a feeling this might have something to do with both this part of the kingdom being more on the wilderness side and the closeness of Red Forest, as well in part that maybe most people don't like settling too close to the tower. It's not like wizards blow up everything all the time, but it's also very hard to explain to most people that they don't do that.
So at some stage in the journey, I'd like to talk to people. Peoples.
Sure.
So do it now.
Yeah.
Alright, so I suppose like where was some nice. So are we just going to ignore the fact that we let like a monster just get away and not do anything about us?
You're talking about Victor, or you're talking about the one underneath Kreutzung in the sewers?
Well, Victor and the thing are the same thing.
No, there was another tentacle monster inside the sewers.
Oh no, I'm talking about Victor then.
Which you totally forgot to ask about, by the way.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that, but now that you mention it, shit.
I think that part is done. What are we gonna do? Try and find the guy? You wanna go? So, do you have any means to find someone like him? Any, really?
Well, he'd be kind of hard to miss, I'd imagine.
I imagine you don't really understand how big the sewer system beneath Kreuzung is. And he's probably not there anymore anyway. And then if he has a few days in any direction, you know how many places he could be? Judging by how he was able to sort of change form into that form, maybe he can make himself a new body that doesn't look like Victor at all. You never know.
Well, like I get like what we're doing now is important, but maybe we could, I don't know, get some help in trying to find them.
I don't want to.
Why not?
I think we made our decision. We
made
could
a
have done it there and then.
No, we couldn't have, because
We could have. Or I
No,
could have.
we had to get ice at that stage. It was either kill him and possibly drown, well, kill him and all you would drown, or just flee. I think we made the right decision. I think
Well,
we should follow up on it.
Let me ask you something, Salam, because the rest of us were trying to essentially talk him down, bring him in for his crimes. You immediately attacked. What are you going to do if you were to find him again?
I didn't attack him. I wanted to hold him in place.
That's
so
kind
we
of
could
attacking.
question him.
That's kind of attacking.
I would
It
call
was a hostile
restraining.
action.
Well, yeah, he looked pretty hostile to me.
Yeah, well, no, at the time he looked like a man. But then he became something not. But that's kind of my question, though, is what was your ultimate purpose? Because I know you don't really like people messing with the dead. So, what would you do if you found him
I'll
again?
find him again. Now that I know what he's done, I'm gonna kill him. I was happy just restraining him, but now he has to die.
I hope
Why
you
now?
don't find him.
Because I know everything he's done. I don't care if those things weren't really undead, but they were pretty much undead.
And
Just
how does
through
it
a
weigh in?
different method.
How does it weigh in that Trego's only sitting here because of him? Where do you put that on the scale?
His past deeds don't forgive everything he's done. One good decision does not replace several bad decisions.
So a lifetime of good doesn't help at least assuage
Well,
a
do
bad
we
decision.
know he's had a lifetime of good? We know
How
he's
many-
done one good thing, save Trago.
He established and uplifted the hospital, saved hundreds of lives, made lots of people better at temples, and gods didn't.
And then killed many people.
I don't disagree that he did a bad thing, but he was coerced by a bad force into believing it was a good thing. Even at the end, he had perverted his decision into something good because he couldn't handle the idea that he'd done something terrible. I'm not saying we need to just let him go scot-free, but to condemn him and his soul for eternity because he allowed darkness to take him over? What does that say about you and your goddess?
That we have rules that we abide by, and when someone breaks those rules, they have to
Salam,
pay for it.
I realize that you follow a strict code, but you should realize that this is your code. Not everyone else has to do as you do. Not everyone is held to the same standard as you.
And that's okay, but is your conscience clear that he's out there, possibly doing what he done to this city to others?
But that's the thing.
I think.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Sorry, you started before me.
Okay. I think his issue was with this town. I don't think he's gonna do it to the other people. He already said that he didn't want the same thing that happened to his wife to happen to anyone else in the town.
Also, I think he should be brought to justice. I just don't think outright saying we should kill him and hunt him down is the right thing.
Well, we believe Oko was the person behind giving him this power. How do we know that Oko's not in control of him and is just going to use him as a tool? He might have every intention to try and hide, but as Oko's as powerful as we think he is, then he'll probably just find them. Maybe use some mind control